one of the joys I get from my resume is, and especially the Kiss years, is seeing how that music is very passed down to each generation. So that fan that saw me in concert, he brings his son or daughter, okay? And sometimes they're really young, and even if they're a little confused, they're attracted to it because, that's part of the wonders of music, okay? People are always attracted to that. And I love the fact that sometimes it's even the teenager that came with the dad that's even equally excited or even more excited to meet me, and he wasn't even born when I was performing that video that he might know, or that album that he loves my guitar playing from. And I see it especially when, I went to see Paul McCartney a couple of years back at Dodger Stadium, which was obviously it's a real joy to see him perform and hear his music, but to be one with the 50,000 or so people in that arena, rather that stadium, that was mind blowing for me. I'm not a big fan of crowds, actually, so there's a part of me that's kind of like, like freaked out about it. But to be honest, everybody was there. The shared affection for this music, for this man, for this, I think they're celebrating even more than the moment, if you get what I mean. And it's infectious. And what I saw at that stadium gig, or what I'll even see at a Grand Funk show, is generations enjoying the music. So I'll see a very young child staring at my fingers, watching what I do on the guitar, and yet I see the maybe Vietnam, vet kind of guy who's clearly a Grand Funk fan, or I'll see the, more typical Kiss fan, in the front with his Kiss shirt, and they're watching what I do, and enjoying the music. And that's not to say that the casual person that comes to one of these gigs that happens to be at the casino or the fair or the, street festival that I get to perform with, they're all drawn to, Grand Funk. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me go check that out. And then they're really going kind of crazy by the end of the show. And if they have any family with them, everybody's enjoying it. It's really remarkable. It's one of the biggest joys I get. Now, it's really easy touring with Kiss. The fans are there and they love you, okay? And you just want to do a great job and you have fun. It becomes a whole love fest on stage. Grand Funk, we always have a little more to prove because we're doing a more general crowd of people. It isn't like, they're not all like there because they're fanatics about Grand Funk. They just know that they know of the band or they are a fan, but they're coming out because it's an event or a venue that we're up at this beautiful casino out in Connecticut. Let's go check out Grand Funk. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's kind of like an additional thing to where they are. Or the city festival, the city will put on a huge event and there'll be 10,000 people there and the sponsors involved and everything, but it easily could have been another band, okay, that night, okay, but they're all going to have a great time. And the power of the music, and I could say the power of classic rock, which is just timeless music to me, and I think that everybody just really enjoys it, and the generations that are in attendance, it's an equal amount of enjoyment, which really blows my mind, because some of them are reliving the time on the AM radio they heard "I'm Your Captain," let's say, in their car, or FM radio, in their old car, right, in from the 70s, maybe picking up their future wife, and maybe like when I played with Meatloaf, it was a big deal about Paradise by the Dashboard Light, which kind of sets the stage, the song, but how many people like that meant so much to, in that album, and then to think that same person who really heard it the first time, just like I can't get out of my mind every time I hear Hello Goodbye by the Beatles, I could see myself in my parents' kitchen, in Queens, for the first time hearing that song, okay, and just hearing it on transistor radio in the kitchen and going like, obviously they say anything that, the Beatles, I'm going to be drawn to right away. And I go like, another amazing song. Love this, love this, love this. So I relive that, I remember also hearing that Jimi Hendrix died in September 1970 on the radio, you know, I know where I was, and it was the same kitchen, the same radio, sadly, you know. But that connection happens at the concert. I'm getting closer to your home, if that meant something to them because they were against the Vietnam War, and you know, the song is related to things like that. And yet the younger person who's heard the song, because it's a brilliant tune, you know, and has all these different sections, you know, in fact, 2 titles, I'm Your Captain, you know, I'm Getting Closer to Home, and how I can get everybody to do this, you know, with my hand, you know, the power of music.
People still believe in the power of rock and roll music.
Hey, thanks for watching. My name is Daniel Sarkisian. I'm an independent filmmaker from Toronto.